What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Dennert with Dugout Mugs. And if you don't know what Dugout Mugs are, we're these crazy guys that take the barrel of a baseball bat, we hollow it out, and we turn it into probably the coolest beer mug or tea mug or water mug in the world. And that's not all we do, though, right? And tonight, that's what we're here talking about, is we've also launched an initiative. Now, Randall and I will tell you anytime you meet us, how blessed we are and how much we love and are just humbled by all the support that we get from our tribe and our customers and our fans and our followers and stuff like that. So we decided a while back that one of the ways we're going to give back is our Cheers to Charity initiative. Now, if y'all been following us for a while, you know what that is. If you're just joining us, maybe you just recently become a customer, what we do is not only do we make mugs, but we celebrate and we serve the heroes of the baseball community. And sometimes it is Hall of Fame. Next month, you'll see Mariano Rivera, for example. A month after that, Pudge Rodriguez. Last month, there's a much less known individual who started an incredible organization out of Houston. His name's Jay Matlock, and started a group for special needs kids. And tonight, we got a special guest as well. And this month is, for those who know, and I was actually I did a little research before this call, and I was taken back a little bit. I didn't realize how high the odds are to have an autistic child. And this month is Autism Awareness Month. And I believe the second, we're a little past that, but was International Autism Awareness Day. And we found a group from a 17-year big leaguer that knows this situation very well, and his youngest daughter Ava was born with autism. So Eddie and Lisa Guardado decided to start a foundation called the Eddie Guardado Foundation, and that is this month with Dugout Mugs. That's our Cheers to Charity recipient. So with Cheers to Charity, we start off, we just give them $1,000 right up front, and all that comes from our support and our customers. So you did that. And from that point, we have a special link that we're going to share with Eddie, and all sales that go through that link, we're going to take 20% of everything, and we're giving it back to them as well. So Nate, I know you're back there. If you could bring on Eddie, I'd love for him to talk about his foundation a little bit, and let's learn what they're doing.
Hey guys.
What's up, Eddie? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Oh man, we're doing great. We just did the intro. I think you had an opportunity to hear that, and hopefully I was on point with the facts there. I will say one thing. I think it was super cool when we decided to run with you guys on this. I found out that you were already a Dugout Mugs customer and owner. Your son got you a mug.
Hey, right here, man.
There it is. So what did you think? What did you think the first time you saw it? Oh, are those all the teams you played for? Let me see. Let me see that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's the Twins, Seattle, Reds, and Texas.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, you were a member of the Dugout before we even connected on this.
Absolutely. My son, I can't remember if it was for my birthday or for Christmas, but I opened it up because I'm a big coffee drinker in the morning, you know, and I opened that up, and I thought that was the best thing they ever gave me, actually. And I got a lot of things from them, but it was pretty cool. And in the front it says Everyday Eddie Guardado, you know, so that's what my nickname is, you know, playing. So I thought it was pretty cool. It works. I put coffee in it. I drink mostly coffee and water. So and I take it in the car, man, and here we go, you know.
Let me show you this. You probably haven't seen this one. So I say this because I was at the World Series at the new Texas Stadium. This is called the Shortstop. It's the 9-ounce version of the mug.
Oh, shoot. I might have to get that one too.
Well, we're out of stock. We can't keep them in stock. So as soon as we get one, I'll get one your way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get you. It's called the Shortstop. And but anyway, let's get to business. I mean, please tell me. And like I mentioned in that intro, I was taken back, you know, as a father of 2 daughters, and I read the story about your daughter. My kids have been home for 5 days and they're driving me crazy, right? And that's just them being normal kids. And and then I look and it's like, wow, there's so many different things that could happen, right? And I was completely taken back, and I love what you guys are doing, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about what that looks like and how you guys are allocating funds to help other families.
Well, Chris, I tell you what, it's you know, nobody wants a disability kid, right? We all want our kids healthy and thrive to be just like normal children, right? And well, we diagnosed Ava at 2 years old. Now she's 15. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't go to church very much. I do say my prayers, uh, but I think God gives you something that you know that is very. They're angels. She's an angel on this earth that we people just don't realize unless you had a child with autism. You know, so for us, it made us a stronger family. It made us a better husband. It made me a better husband, a better father. Uh, so she is the glue to our family. There's no question because that's what we have to do for her to thrive. You know,
Right.
be successful in her ways. So I tell you what, she is a blessing, man, and I would never change anything. You know, I would never change anything. And but one thing I would change is if she gets better and better, and she is. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah,
Very good thing.
I actually encourage because we have a lot of followers, you know, probably through our different platforms, probably about 100,000.
Right.
So I would love for anybody who has advice or thoughts or tips or any of that stuff, because 1 in 150 kids are born with some form of autism. Is that accurate?
Well, that's when Ava was diagnosed at 2 years old. She's 15 now, so that's what 10 over 12 years now, right? And 13 years. Now it's like 1 in 65. It's gone, it's gone bad. It's gone really bad.
So 1 in 65 children
Oh yeah.
has the odds of being born with autism. That's incredible. And see, for me, I have a couple friends that have a niece or a nephew that's autistic, but we're not
Right.
close, right? So I you know, I'm naive, and I was thinking about it, and like you mentioned something I thought was cool, and I can't wait to read these comments when I'm done, because I usually go through and I read through this stuff. But I thought to myself, like, I have a 6-year-old who's just
Right.
and a 1.5-year-old that's really got that sweet innocence still to her. The other one is just not. It's gone, and it's gone early. But the little one, and it's like, man, I hope she never loses that little thing. And I know what it looks like when they lose it. And I thought to myself, it's like, I wonder if you get that for longer when you have that closer bond, right? Like I mean, like you said, without you, she's not flourishing. You guys are tight, and I would imagine, right? And this is me just thinking
Yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it would be like. And I thought, man, that's kind of cool in a way,
Oh,
that you get that sweetness forever, maybe. I don't know.
like I said, even with any disability child, and if Chris, if you take a chance and look, and you're at a grocery store, or you're at Target, wherever you are, and you see a Down syndrome kid or a disability child, I'm going to tell you what there is. To me, I've noticed that because we have Ava, right? So
Yeah, it would
now
stand out.
now
Yeah.
now it opens up a lot, right? So now I pay attention a lot more, and and what I noticed though in all these kids, not just mine, but I've seen a lot of kids through the foundation and talked to a lot of kids. One thing they all have in common, besides being disabled, is, and I don't even want to say that word because
Yeah, no,
they're not,
I know what you mean.
So
It's a
what
it's a blanket term, but I
yeah,
understand. Yeah.
exactly. So is the kindness, the loving, no
They're happy.
judgment,
They're just happy.
happy. Don't
Yeah.
see it's just pure love.
So in theory, we might be disabled because
Exactly.
you know what I mean. It's the other
We
side of it.
are. There
I
is no
worked with the Albert Pujols Foundation, and that's an
Oh yeah.
incredible group.
Yeah.
You know, Deidre is and Albert do an incredible job, and
Right.
they're in a similar situation. And I think it's Down syndrome is where theirs is
Right.
based.
Right.
But I went to and I did some stuff in St. Louis, and they had a lot of the kids at the golf tournament that we were part of, and man, you're right. It's just like there's no bias, there's no judgment, there's no. I mean, in Minnesota right now, there's hatred everywhere, and this is just tragic. And it's like, what a blessing that they're not like scarred by all this BS that's going on, and maybe hopefully never will be. Now they
I
have
agree.
different demons, right? Like they have other things like something that you and I could just totally put down or just brush off. Is that the kind of stuff that triggers? Or again, I don't know, and I know a lot of our
Right.
people don't know about it.
Well, autism is a very different spectrums of it, right?
Right. Yeah.
High functioning, low functioning. Our daughter's high functioning, so she's nonverbal. So
Okay.
all her communications is through a letterboard that we've done. I mean, we've done so much. We've seen so many doctors, so many therapists. We go through the whole. Who's not going to do that, right? To make sure their daughter's.
Yeah. Well, some people don't have the means as you did
Exactly.
as a professional player for all those years. You have a different
Exactly.
situation financially, and that's why you guys, I believe, launched the foundation.
Right. So this is where I'm getting at. So when we were going through all these doctors and specialists and shoot, I remember I was playing for Cincinnati and I had a day off, and my wife's going, we're going to take Ava to Santa Fe, Mexico to get these herbal shots. So I fly in the plane after a Sunday game, and I'm in Santa Fe the next day, just to be with her, right? And then I fly right back to Cincinnati. But those are the things what we do, right? As a parent,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
Those are the type of things we've done, and that costs money. That ain't cheap, and it costs a lot of money. So we're doing all these things for Ava, and everything we've done for Ava was no medication. We did everything natural, nothing that would hurt her, and I'll tell you a good story. When we first started learning about autism, right? Because we're new at it. It was new to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ava
it wasn't part of the plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Ava would be jumping on the couch like I don't know how many couches we went through already and how many beds we went through because she broke, which is okay. Right?
That's the biggest thing you deal with,
Yeah, right. So I'm like, is that, she's maybe about 5-6 years old. And so we go to the doctor and we tell her what she's doing. And, first thing they do is they want to give her Ritalin. I'm like, okay, you're a doctor. Would it hurt her? No, it won't hurt her. It'll calm her down a little bit. So we take the doctor's advice, which no means, I'm not cracking on the doctors at all. So we do it. And we gave it to her, right? And I sit there, and Ava's sitting on the couch like, just cruise control. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, hey, you okay? And I go, that's it. We're not doing this. Because that's not my Ava.
Yeah.
I want to see my Ava jumping around. I kind of like that.
For sure.
We're going to have
not a tone deaf, just like.
Yeah, exactly. Just
stuck on the couch.
Look.
Not cool. Yeah.
Just blank look, right?
Yeah.
So I got to the refrigerator. I dumped it out. I said, we're not doing that again. And that's the only medication we ever gave her, right? So anyway, long story short, we get through this. And I told my wife, I go, we are blessed in our lives that we can do this for our daughter and see the best doctors, the best therapists, or whatever it might be. What about the people that can't? So she goes, let's do something to help people, because I'm all about helping people.
Yeah.
Because I come from nothing myself, and when I grew up in Stockton, California, with 9 brothers and sisters in a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
So, my dad working in the fields, so I know what it is to struggle.
Yeah.
So we started the Eddie Guardado Foundation, man, and it took off, Chris, and we help. What we focus on is not a cure for autism, is that we need to help families now. They need help now, not 10 years from now. They need it today. So that's what we do. Yeah,
and I think there's a lot to that, because there's a lot of opinions about a lot of things in our world right now.
Yeah, right.
I think the one that, and I don't mind saying it, I think the one that most people overlook is the fact that they're like, oh, they're scared to die. No, they're scared to live. Like that hit me, and it's like, man, listen, what's going to be, so I almost died about 6 years ago. I had a ruptured appendix. I was too busy to go to the hospital. I fought it off. I didn't go in for a week. And long story short is it changed my perspective on things, and it allowed me to believe that when it's your time, it's your time. Now, I'm not going to get overly religious on any of that, but I will say that it wasn't my time. And now, like with all this other stuff going on, the one thing I refuse to do in the midst of all this is just not live. And all these parents, like you're talking about, they're trying to live with their children while they have that opportunity. And like you said, now versus 10 years from now, the cure and fighting for cures. And that's a whole nother conversation, because where the money goes and how it ends up, and there's money in the sickness, not the cure. Right. And to be honest, no matter what all we do, if we do all the right things, we're still not making it out of here alive. In my right. Exactly. So the one thing we're responsible to do, and again, as a dad, you live now, you be a good example, and you help as many people as you can. Do the same thing. Live in happiness and not fear, right? And and that's what one of the things I liked about what you guys were doing. I went with detail. I read through your site and I looked up in what you guys were doing, and I like it. I think it's a good move, and good on you for that. So you and Lisa will pass the word along to her.
I will do that, and I appreciate it. But I tell you this too, I'm a humble guy, I believe, and I always knock on wood. Been blessed to play the game I love for a long time, and have 3 beautiful children and a beautiful wife. Been married 25 years, and she probably hates me right now, but but it's okay, it works. But anyway, we just look back and what we have, and I always tell my kids, we don't look for the future, we look for today. We look for today. When we wake up in the morning is a blessing, and I really believe it. It's a blessing that we wake up today, and then we have food on the table, a roof over our head. So those are the things we really got to appreciate more with everybody in this world, and I'm not trying to get political, because I'm not no politician, but all I know is I speak from the heart, and what I believe in is what I believe in, and but just like you said, with just being a dad, and it's hard enough, right? It's hard enough being a parent. It's tough.
Shout out to every parent out there. And I'll tell you, and let me go sidebar for a second. One of the things I think is the absolute most difficult thing in the whole world is being a single mom too. Like, oh my God. I mean, Randall and I run Dugout Mugs. I'm the CEO of a very successful company, super busy, 2 kids, everything else. And I watch my wife, and she just like all the time. And I could not imagine when I'm going to end up doing something along those lines as well. Because there's shout out to the single moms out there. Parents in general, like I underestimated it. And I'm a
great idea.
I'm a hardcore guy, and I'm tough.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea you just said, because when we're playing, they are single moms.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's yeah.
They're here, especially when they're smaller, they could come with us and go and to spring training, leave from spring training, go to wherever at Minnesota. But when they get started in school, they got to lay their foundation too, right?
Yep.
Kids. So they're here. I'm over there, and they're going to school, and she's got to get them up, get them breakfast, get them out of the house, do this, get them lunch, pick them up, go to grocery store. They're single parents.
Yeah.
And then we come in after the season, and we messed their program up.
you derail them for like 2 months, and get it all back together.
But you're exactly right, and I always tip my hat off to my wife, because when I come home from the season, I go, hey, you want to go somewhere? Go. I got this.
Yeah.
So it gives her a break. But anyway, let me get back to the foundation.
Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned about parents, and I'm like, man. Single moms are impressive individuals. So all y'all that are watching, like, good for you.
But I just wanted to say about the best thing, obviously I was telling you I played a long time. We all know, and have a beautiful family. But I think the best thing I ever did was, except having my kids and all that, is that making a phone call to these, when we do our bowling event, we made some money, and now it's time to give it out, which is probably the best thing ever, right?
Yeah.
is making a phone call to one of these parents that need a safety net for their kid outside so they can just go out and play and they have to worry about taking off, or a bed, or an iPad, or pay for the doctor's note for a week. I mean, it's just unbelievable feeling when you pick up the phone and you're on the other line and they can't believe it and they start crying.
Yeah.
Well, guess who starts crying? I'm right with them.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Chris, when I hang up, you can punch me in the face. You call me any name you want.
There's not a better feeling in the world.
You're not going to ruin this day.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
It's pretty special, man. Pretty special.
Yeah, there's helping, for lack of a better description, helping people that can't help themselves sometimes.
Exactly.
Right. And I've done that in different ways. Like where I started is I do that in business. I've launched different companies and things like that. And you see people that are struggling or have an idea that can't get past this. And it's like, that's my fulfillment, right? Like I get fulfillment out of that. Absolutely. So I know a version of what you're talking about, but I know I hear you, right? And I think that's and I encourage anybody. I know Nate put this at the bottom. It's dugoutmugs.com/EGF. So yeah, there it is. Dugoutmugs.com/EGF. If you guys been looking to buy a mug for Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever, just buy it through that link. And we're going to be sending money to Eddie's foundation, and it's helping kids. It's like he said, it's not, Big Poppy does stuff. He's doing $10,000 heart surgeries, right? And we raise money, we help, and we work with them. But that's a lot bigger, right? This, every $100 goes to this and that. And I mean, these are things that these people need on a regular basis to operate. So, if you know somebody, especially if you know somebody that has an autistic child, and you've been wanting one of our mugs, like this is the perfect win-win. Right, just get one of the mugs. It's still as awesome as ever, and you're helping a great foundation at the same time. So I encourage anybody that's watching this, and Eddie, I hope you and your son, everybody shares this out there too. Let's spread the word. We'll run this for a month and see how it goes, and see if we can help you guys raise thousands of dollars. Like that's the goal, right?
I love
it. And the first thousands on me. The first thousands on me. So, but I don't want it to stop there. I want it to really, hopefully, get everybody going. And
we really,
like I said, Dugout Mugs, we recently, man, absolutely. And, we recently changed our mission for the company, because originally it was all geared around youth baseball, our initiative. But Randall and I really sat down and took a hard look after the first 3.5 years. And we decided that what we really do is we celebrate and serve the heroes of the baseball community. And sometimes it's the baseball mom that carpools like 10,000 kids. Sometimes it's the coach that stays after. I had a coach, Coach Nelson. I remember him. He stayed after. My mom owned her own business and worked all the time. He came and got me, took me home, all this stuff. Like, you never know. There's heroes all in and around the game. And you being an ex-player, you're the next chapter. That's what you're doing. And so, we raise, as we say, we raise a barrel to you, sir.
I appreciate it.
And encourage you guys to continue the good work. And hopefully a lot of our fans and followers, how do they find you? Like, how can they go follow the foundation?
Well, go to Eddie Guardado Foundation.org.
Okay. And then all like social media and stuff like that's around there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody go do that. Can't hurt. I promise you that. So Eddie, well, man, listen, we've been on for a little over 20 minutes and I want to be respectful of your time. And if you have any,
I'm having a ball, man, talking about it. It's great.
We'll talk about some baseball. We got some baseball fans. You're currently working with the Twins, right? You're in the Twins organization. Yeah. Okay. So tell me a couple of your favorite baseball memories, and anybody that just you had your number, because I know you faced some tough batters, man. Some of those boys back in the day were no joke.
I tell you what, you mentioned a good friend of mine, Dave Ortiz. They call him Big Poppy now.
Man. Yeah.
He was my teammate when he first was coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, me, Tori, him, Dave Ortiz. We know him as Big O. When he went to Boston, he became Big Poppy.
Gotcha.
But memories. I mean, can I tell you my memory getting called up to the big leagues?
Yeah, man.
You'll love this. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, playing for the Nashville Sounds. I don't even know if they have the Sounds anymore. But
I think they're trying to come up with a Nashville. No, that's a Nashville Stars. That's a MLB team or something. They're trying to do.
oh, really?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know the details on that, but
So,
yeah, Nashville
okay,
Sound.
so we're there, right? Our Minnesota Twins AA teams in Nashville.
Okay.
And I signed in 1991. This year, when I was in, I went from a rookie ball to short season rookie ball to A ball the next year. That's 1992, and then I went to AA in 93. Well, I was doing okay. I was pitching good, and I'm in AA, and at that time we had a land phone, right? We don't have cell phones at the time.
The cord phone,
and my wife at the time was my fiance, right? And I'm starting that day because I was a starter when I came up. So I'm starting against the Nashville. Who was it? Knoxville, Tennessee team. There were the Blue Jays. Carlos Delgado, Sean Green. They're in that league. So anyway, phone rings. It's 11 o'clock. I'm concentrating on this big start, right? Finally, it just keeps ringing. So I answer it. And I go, hello? And they go, hey, Eddie, this is Jim Rance, minor league director. Hey, Mr. Rance, how you doing? He goes, I'm doing great. How about you? I go, I'm over here washing dishes, trying to keep this house clean, right? And he's laughing. We're having a conversation. He goes, well, you're going to have to put those dishes on hold, Eddie, because you're going to go join the Minnesota Twins in Texas. You're going to the big league, son. And excuse me, I go, are you, who's this? Are you kidding me right now? I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
He starts laughing. He goes, no, I'm not kidding you. You're going, you got time to catch a plane at 3:00. I'm like, okay, this is
so wet for the dishes and you get on there.
Right. I go, this is for real. He started laughing again. And he goes, yeah. So at the time, Lisa's in the shower. And I go, okay. He goes, Mike Rimsley Corrali is going to call you. He's the Twins traveling secretary and get you all the information, right? So I hang up. I'm so nervous, Chris. My stomach's turning, man. I open the door. I slide the shower curtain open, and I startled Lisa. She's like, "Oh my God, what's the matter?" I go, "I'm going to the big leagues. They just called me," and she's in the shower, bro. Right? She goes, "You're lying," and I opened the toilet and I threw up. And she goes,
"That's when she knew you were serious."
She goes, "You're not lying, right?"
Oh my God.
That was, I'll never forget that. Who's going to forget their first call up to the big leagues, right?
Well, and it wasn't like, you've been there for what, 17 years? You pitched in the bigs for 17 years?
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah. So, and then I got other stories, but you mentioned the fierce hitter I faced in my career. And I tell you what, it was Bernie Williams. I could not, for the life of me, figure him out, but he figured me out real well.
He was a Yankee for a long time.
Oh yeah,
he's a hell of a guitarist.
Yeah.
Well, I got to hear him play at David Wells. So Boomer. Perfect game. Yeah. So we work with a lot of people.
That was against us.
Oh, was it
the perfect Dave Wells perfect game?
Yeah, you can't see it. Maybe you can. Like up there, you see all that stuff. Like, that's mug we made for Boomer, and that's the perfect game and a hat he gave me. So we did all the his event up in New York. We did the event of his up in New York City for the 20th anniversary of the perfect game, or 20th, I think. And Bernie and his band were up there just jamming. I was like, damn, that guy's good. And he's like, bro, that's Bernie Williams. I was like, oh wow, that was pretty cool. I didn't know he was that talented on the guitar, but it was cool.
Yeah, well, he was a talented player too.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, for sure.
He had my number. He was one of the guys. Frank Thomas was another guy.
Dude, he had everybody's number. The Big Hurt. He just crushed baseballs.
He crushed. He hit
I got Frank Thomas. Where's Frank? I know Frank's up there somewhere. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
The old school throwback White Sox. Yeah, man.
So, great memories. I played with some great people, great teammates. Had some fun. Came short winning the World Series. We lost to Anaheim in 02 to go to World Series. But what a treat. Have nothing to complain about. It was a great run, and I was blessed.
Yeah, man. Sounds like you had a cool journey.
It was great, man.
And you still got a lot. You still got a lot in the tank. Sounds like just different. Yeah. You're just gonna win a different game now, right?
Oh, that's right. And that different game is here with the family and get all these kids better. That's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I commend you on what you're doing, and as I mentioned, I think moms are incredible. Yeah. So shout out to Lisa when she sees this video. Right. Yeah, so everybody follow Eddie's foundation, the Eddie Guardado Foundation, EddieGuardado.org or EddieGuardadoFoundation.org, right?
Yep.
Okay. Got it right. And then if there it is on the screen. Perfect. Thank you, Nate. And buy a mug. Like you're probably you're gonna buy a mug anyway, right? We hope that at least. And if you do, get it through the link. Get it through the dugoutmugs.com/EGF. And we're going to keep donating for the rest of the month and hopefully help some kids. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's a half hour. It's late. You're West Coast. I'm East Coast. So I appreciate your time. And I'm going to call it a night, man. We'll catch up with you in a few weeks, okay?
All right, Chris, thanks for having me, and thanks for all you do, man. Thank you.
You bet. All right, Eddie. Be good. See you.